yesterday.
Yeah.
Something like that, around that area. Or let's see another one of those surprise picks from them.
Unfortunately, it won't be the Mord. LeBlanc won't be coming out either. That doesn't mean they don't have something else up their sleeve, which we are hoping for. Jace will be taken out. They don't like the poke and blast of Jensen's Jace. So just a few things to make sure the early game is nice and easy. Nothing to be afraid of.
No Varus this time around either. Also now going to find himself in the ban phase, as we expected to see from a lot of the red side teams. Not willing to give that first pick up. Does mean your pick of junglers for either team. I've been a pretty big fan of Graves, especially as far as this matchup is concerned. It could provide quite a bit of control.
Moon can get that Rengar for himself and be pretty good. FlyQuest always plays well when they can just attack, do whatever they want, when they want, kind of regardless of what's going on, and get one kill and get in and out. Very guerrilla warfare style. Shen's going to be the one, so there is going to be a trade for something here on the top of the list.
Yeah, bit of top lane focus. The other tanks still available. Nautilus and Poppy still options. They could go at some point in the first half of the draft. As of right now, though, FlyQuest, let's see what they got. Ryze is also left up, actually. And Ryze isn't left up too much versus Jensen. He's quite good at, as much as we talk about, the top lane, the mid lane as well is a big component of 1-3-1, and they might want to jump on something like that for Jensen.
Lemon Nation loving that Malzahar. He's going to lock him in. Rengar should go over to Cloud9 here as they look for possibly a Jhin. Not very much in the hands of Sneaky all the time.
Yeah, the Malzahar was a huge part of FlyQuest's success previously. I mean, Lemon Nation, really early roams, just flash ulting there with Malzahar to try and get high ahead, and a lot of lane control as well. It's definitely still a flex pick, but we haven't seen it mid in quite some time. So we expect it to go into Lemon's hands once again, especially considering how well he performed on it the first time around. It looks like they are going to do the Rengar for Cloud9, grab contracts. And that one again worked out quite well for him last time.
They get the Lulu that FlyQuest banned as well in the previous game.
I've been such a huge fan of Lulu after the last round of little mini nerfs that she's been getting. I feel like her power's just been growing and growing and growing. And plus, if you already have a Rengar, like Lulu doesn't just have to protect the AD carry and give AD carry attack speed with the shields and use all her ults on the AD carry. You can use it super offensively with something like Rengar. If you have an assassin, pairing it with a Lulu with that extra wild growth for your AoE CC on top of your initiation there with Rengar, it really plays on his strengths and just buffs him up quite a bit. Meanwhile, that Graves that I mentioned is going to be the very clear trade over to Moon. Snag that up before the next round of bans comes in, because you don't want to get pushed below him.
I always like seeing Lulu's in game. She's like a attack Janna. Like, you get the shields, you get the heals, or not heals, sorry, you get the shields, you get the slows, but your ultimate doesn't blast people away. It just saves more and knocks them up. Love to play a little more aggressive with that, and Jensen will lock in the Ezreal for Sneaky. Have the power of Jhin for Altec this game.
Yeah, attack Janna is also pretty good at killing Malzahar Voidlings.
Yeah.
The Pix helps out a bit. You get some fairy power killing those Voidlings for lane phase as well.
Attack Janna.
And he's got a couple of extra forms of CC to try and get through Malzahar's shield, and then either polymorph him or knock him up with your ultimate in order to stop Malzahar's channeling. Meanwhile, though, the next two AD carries on the list are the Jhin and the Ezreal. Swapped over for both those guys. So now we turn our eyes towards that Ryze that we mentioned as a possible early pick for Jensen. FlyQuest aren't going to let that one roll through to round number 2. They may have been expecting Jensen to jump on that early and then have high go for something like Cassiopeia in answer, but Cloud9 did not really take that bait or take that matchup, and be off the table here.
See if he still plays those backline mages. What's it about, Jensen? I'm just kidding. Hi. Looking for that first matchup in their meeting of assassin versus assassin. I still wouldn't put it by High to pull out an assassin anyways in these games. He likes to make a mark on him. Camille will be the final ban here for FlyQuest to keep Impact off that push, and the Nautilus would be a great grab to get away from balls here.
A pretty clear Nautilus focus as they follow up with another top lane ban on the Maokai. Red side, this is one of the biggest advantages all the players love to talk about, is your second ban phase into first round pick of second phase. And they've been able to pinch away that Nautilus, leaving balls without the option that we are talking up for him and kind of nudging him towards.
Yep.
Plus, if you look at the early half of the draft, the bottom half of the map this time around is not going to be that poking snooze fest. The bottom half of the map has a lot of kill pressure for FlyQuest. The Malzahar and Jhin have a lot of ways to lock you down and a lot of damage they can provide. So bottom lane could very well be skirmish territory this time around rather than the poking and Soraka spam. But I know you want to talk about the recent lock-ins there, Riv, there.
Bird is the word. We got a Swain. I was thinking maybe even, you think back to what Boss has played, maybe even a GP as we've been seeing lately to come in. But it's going to be Swain and the Ori lock-in. So they're actually going to have, I'd say, a little longer fights here on the side of FlyQuest.
Yeah, FlyQuest with a pretty robust setup here. Even though they don't have a true tank, Swain gets the heal tank, semi-tank the front line for the team once they do get to team fighting phase. And FlyQuest actually have a pretty strong 5-on-5. Plus, Swain can really lay a beating on the Nautilus. So we'll see now, because this is one of the more interesting games. Last game, I'm like, all right, both junglers are going to be top triangle because bottom lane is snooze fest. But this time around, you actually have options on all areas of the map, and it makes the game a lot more interesting. We'll see what their early pathing will try and tell us for the future.
We do have all bans this time around. Nothing crazy for that. High back on the Orianna balls. We'll switch it up, though. We're going to get that Swain in the top lane. Lemon Nation gets that first ban of Malzahar from Cloud9 in the first game. So he has said how much he loves that champion in the bot lane to control with the minions and try to get the lead as they come out and hit the lanes. Or, I'm sorry, hit the map. FlyQuest versus C9. We're heading into game 2. Hashtag C9, hashtag FlyWin. If you want to vote for that over on Twitter. It did not seem like FlyQuest was all that prepared for what happened coming into game 1. Seems like that Mordekaiser threw them for a loop in a composition they would have put together to really hit C9 hard where it counts. Cloud9 with 1 win here, looking to take it 2-0. Can FlyQuest keep the series alive with a win?
Well, this game is definitely going to look different than the last game. It's not going to be the Cloud9 1-3-1. And both teams actually have some viable options as far as fighting over these objectives and getting their 5-on-5 on. Plus, more action in the bottom lane should be expected.
So that Ezreal Lulu safety for Sneaky. We know he'll never shift in. Ever since game number 1 in the LCS, E has never been used forward again. All right, we're going to be on the Rift. Game 2, FlyQuest versus Cloud9. And FlyQuest looking to make a statement.
Man, what a blast from the past. That is such a long... I remember what you're talking about now.
It was just up to your left, about 20 yards in that top lane next to the turret.
That was back like season 3 when we first started the LCS. And Cloud9 were just dominating everyone. But one of their only games they dropped was sneaking on Ezreal, arc and shifting forward. Ooh. This should be exciting, though. Let's go.
Oh. Nice ball move. Impact. Impact has to blow flash. Oh, he actually didn't flash that far.
He's still slowed by the exhaust. That's why he exhausts early here in the level 1 fights. Lemon Nation, no hesitation there, and they get the kill. C9 set up a counter to the Raptor invade, which is so common now, but they didn't bring all of their players to the counter. It was kind of a half-hearted, sneak attack counter from the Brush here. And Impact pays the price for that one. This could, spell disaster here. Top lane of the map will definitely be focused. Both top laners burned their flashes in that play. And junglers here already, we see Moon and Balls going to start here on the red and steal this one away from Contract. So bottom side, remember, this is coupled with a bottom side Malzahar. So Malzahar can take away any buff he pleases level 1 with the Voidlings. And yeah, Moon is stealing this red away, but on the bottom side, FlyQuest will be taking away their own red as well to sort of counter the counter invade from Contracts that's expected.
The mind games.
And they did. The red buff's taken away on the bottom side of the map. I believe they should have given it away to Altec with the last hit. It's not bad on Malzahar either, but we'll check. Yep, there it is. So what you do is you just put your Voidlings down, and they tank, plus DPS down the, well, any buff, whether it's Brambleback or the blue buff. No problem for themselves. And a pretty substantial 3 buff here in the works for FlyQuest, as red buff on Jin Malzahar lane is going to be a bit more threatening here.
Also remember, a nice start from Moon. That first kill went over to him, and he's going to be very happy on his first buy.
Yep. Starting out with a first blood plus a red steal on the enemy. Moon as well, by the way. Anytime you do start with an invade like that, he's going to cover his weak side, which is the expected counter from Contracts. He's going to not only take away their own red buff for the counter, but also Moon is moving over to take his own Raptors, and then he should go back and defend his blue quadrant right after this. So they're just making it so Contracts, very few options. This Krug camp is his last remaining camp, and he'll have to go hunt for scuttle crabs or lane farm or set up a gank after this, as a lot of the options have been removed from his side.
Well, at least the Krugs multiply now. I feel like he's getting more, right?
Yeah, now he can feel good about how long the Krugs take, which is something that most junglers just hate at the moment, but he's like, all right, I'll have something to occupy my time until 3.5 minutes.
All right, I thought that was going to be highs, but he only went up to ward. It does not look like they will transfer it over. That is obviously Moon's first buff.
Let's see what Moon actually does go for after this, because he knows that the next only available objective is going to be Scuttles for Contract. And he is Graves, so he's going to be very confident in going to contest. But he also has the option to try and punish the flashless top lane, as Impact will eventually start pushing here. The moving wave is moving up, and there is got a glimpse of Contracts on that Scuttle we talked about.
Red buff just ticking off of all tech, so they weren't able to get too much use out of it. Just a lot of trading between the supports and a few of the AD autos. So they've weathered that storm. See if they can do what they can do here. Not exactly going to kill all tech elimination, but doing well in CS.
Yeah, and Contracts has just decided to wait for his Krug, or for his Gromp respawn. He's just sitting here because bottom looked like he wouldn't be able to pull off a gank, so he walked up into his own jungle, and then now he's meandering through FlyQuest side to get a little vision. Pops a plant, but that's it. See, this is the experience drought that you run into when you get 3-buffed and so heavily counter jungled like in the opener. And his Gromp finally has respawned, so he finally gets something to do. Meanwhile, Moon is invading him on the opposite side and getting a bunch of vision down, plus chaining more counter jungling. And that is the sign of a smart team when you keep up your counter jungling over multiple iterations and don't just let up after the first instance.
Right.
Does help if you have pushing lanes, and that was actually a opportunity there, as Jensen had control of mid lane, but he's just going to continue to push high under turret.
It doesn't seem like there's much they can do. I was actually just about to ask you, kind of, when you're this far behind, what is the counter to the counter jungle? Do you force everything to that side, or do you waste too much doing that?
So he could, try and time the respawn on his small camps and use a pushing lane to punish an expected invade. Yeah. However, that's pretty risky, and your time investment could be wasted there, as you don't have a lot of vision, defensive vision at this point to work with either, alerting you. Meanwhile, it also does take pressure off of whichever winning lane has to come over and help you with that, so there are risks and rewards. Jensen go, gives him the full combo, as high as well, spends his ultimate.
Back and forth. I think they both knew they wouldn't kill each other. They just kind of want to use the ults.
And that, whenever you see that, you expect junglers to smell the blood. These are low health mid laners. Both of them have already used their ultimates.
Especially for high. He's like under the turret almost.
Yeah. The reason he is so confident in being at the turret like that, all that vision we talked about, that Moon got to go put in the top side. See, he's on vision right now. So High's like, yeah, I'll trade ultimates with you. And you don't know where my jungler is, but I know that this is at worst a 1v1, and at best, I got Moon at my back. So he can try and go for some aggressive trades, go for some pressure.
Nice Nice stop. Not really going to mismatch any of the backs. Altec actually running forward, wants to make sure he can get any of the other backs. But not right now. Throwing out some captive audience in the brush, and he's going to try to push this last wave in so they can get, I believe, it back for themselves. May just stay in lane as they're not sitting on that much gold. Top lane, 48 to 54. Haven't seen too much action out of these guys just yet. Still waiting for that Swain to do something, but obviously the jungle action has not provided for us.
Yep. So much focus on the counter jungling and keeping down Contract's gold and experience. It really does delay the worry of the first Rengar ultimate, first Rengar game. So it allows them to play more aggressively. They're even going for a blue invade here with the bottom lane pushed up. High's coming over, but there's no smite from FlyQuest, so what? He flashes back out, and now he's offensive. Whoa!
Got a flash. Use a flash, blow flash. Also got the exhaust out elimination. So it worked out a little bit.
Yeah, so that was an invade on the blue buff without their jungler coming. Moon was farming during that time, but because bottom lane was pushed up and mid lane had the opportunity to rotate, they decided to just go for a laner invade on the blue, which did cause Contracts to use his smite. So the minions felt that one.
Just farming.
Honestly, yeah, he's
whoopsie.
clearing out, he's just clearing out that wave, though. I mean, he wants to get his recall off. He just got chunked out, so it's not the most terrible thing to just use your ultimate on a minion wave. Yeah, you'd love to get harassment with it as well, but it's not terrible there.
Playing in front of the wave, Sneaky and Smoothie feel like they have that upper hand. 6 for Sneaky. No return from the curtain call just yet. I think that would be actually pretty good for them before they get wild growth in this lane if they're able to make something work with Moon off of that ultimate. He is on top side, unfortunately. Blue buff is there to be defended. And Cloud9 continue to push here on the bot side.
Yeah, nice little silence there from Elimination, keeping them off the turret and allowing Altec to CS, though. Altec actually didn't back right after that previous push on the minion wave, and now it's C9 that are getting aggressive. Both junglers collapsing on mid lane. Jensen hovering to the bottom side because that's where Contracts is, and Hive hovering to this top side for equally valid reasons.
Such a difference from the first game and all the pressure they put to that Camille top priority pick for impact. Just goes to show you how much the games could switch from first to second now that we have tanks in this. Things slow down much, much more, especially Contracts being behind, not able to activate that Rengar as early.
Yeah, he does have his ultimate available now, though, and they've got a lot of vision on bottom side. Plus, the C9 bottom lane has been pushing really heavily, and that's starting to wear this turret down into range of first turret gold being a really viable option. They could bring down a Rengar ultimate combined with, teleport from impact, Jensen pushing his lane and trying to roam. So this bottom lane is being prepped for an explosion here. They might want to have Sneaky purchase first and go back to purchase first because Altec just got off a recall timing, but they could do it without that. As of right now, Contract's top side, so probably won't be the case. Ooh. High gets the minions and harassment in this one. See, low cooldown, doesn't matter. Just keep spamming it for the lane pressure. You want to push minions. You also want to take chunks out of your enemy. You don't always need it to result in, setting up a gank or finding a kill. It's all about slow, methodical pressure.
Pressure towards the bot side right now. Moon's got enough to actually do quite a dive and have the team get out in safety.
I also really like how High is leaning towards bottom side right now. So he's not only running away from Rengar, but he's also leaning towards supporting any sort of bottom side move. And FlyQuest are actually stepping up quite a bit as far as their coordination now. Before we saw a little bit of disconnect.
The Cloud Drake on the board here, if they can figure out where Contracts is at the moment. He'll be stepping over a ward that Moon placed just in a second, so they may actually decide to go for this, knowing that C9 is backing in the bot lane.
Ooh, converging around mid. Some control wards for Cloud9, as well as FlyQuest. FlyQuest gonna head down, do that Dragonair you're talking about. There's so many pings as they just lost vision in this area. And because of the control wards from FlyQuest, So Cloud9 really don't have any idea.
Oh.
There you go. Then drops his on the top side. They split the map. They could try and pincer them on the turret here. Here comes Contracts.
It's actually going to be sneaky as well. They can come up the river if they decide to go down. True shot barrage passing through just high.
Contracts, you need to back off now.
Nice movement there by High to keep the ball over towards Contract.
I like Jensen's little cheeky pickup on the Voidling. If the Voidling doesn't get to auto-attack anything, it won't spawn more Voidlings. Right. So he just picks that one up and hold it for a while to limit the Scourge.
110 to 98 between the tanks. No teleports from them either. They've really had an on an island type of game. Not something we see too often now from our guys on the top side. So the factor that they can provide in the fights is still unknown.
Yeah, and the fact that we also saw Rengar ultimate used in that little mid lane bit of non-action means that bottom lane, has a bit of breathing room. They don't have to worry about that right now, but again, keep in mind what the next premier objective on the map is, and your first turret gold is a substantial one because bottom side is so weak. If you win a fight down there, not only do you get your first turret gold and whatever kills you can come up with, but also you could transition into the Drake afterwards. So would be worth, even if you do have to give up your top side power.
Little hover here by Contracts as he takes down Scuttle on the bottom side of the map. They have encroached their wards just deep enough to have them behind Red. It will catch High on his rotation down as he leaves lane from Jensen. It looks like they may actually try to activate that.
Yeah, Contracts on the Rengar. Heading down to bottom side once again, filling in that red quadrant of the jungle with wards. And he's deciding between mid and bottom at the moment.
A little bit of peekaboo going on.
Yeah. FlyQuest actually see Jensen. They didn't see Contract sneak in. Oh! Get the flash out of Jensen. That is going to be a big cooldown. High used his offensively though. And you can't forget about offensively blown flashes, even though you're a team that made the move. Oh, bottom, here it is, what we've been waiting for.
Nautilus is in, depth charge isn't far enough now. Impact still has a way to go. True Shot Barrage, one last attack. It's gonna be going over to Smoothie to start things off for them. They follow up, there's the kill for Sneaky, and Contracts just stays alive as Impact takes aggro.
The exact play we set up, Contracts and Cloud9 bring to fruition. They set up with Vision, they had the teleport ready, they talked to Impact. Really nice empowered Bola from Contracts as well. If he misses that, then Altec could actually back off. And yeah, they'd still probably lose turret, but really good accuracy there with the Bola. And he's done this a couple times where he secures a kill with it. Really backs off, out of tower range, hits the Bola. It is on a snared target, so it's a lot easier than regular mobility Jhin, but still credit where credit is due. Those can be missed as well.
Find a little interesting. Altec Elimination were up so far, knowing Impact wasn't in lane. That never grasp or never move is going to be what Balls uses to stop Impact. So hey guys, that teleport can come in. You might not want to get past the forward brush.
Yeah, and now Impact right back up the top side. So they didn't even have to give away top side for that play. Instead of chaining into Drake, they wanted to defend the turret and keep turrets rolling. They rotate everybody else up here as the duo lane is coming in now. Pressure here, but FlyQuest do have the answer already in place, calling jungler as well as support over. And Altec actually not deciding to stick around at this turret. They do have a lot of vision on C9. They see most of the C9 members. Yeah, there we go. They make the call to have him actually push the turret once they see all 5 of Cloud9. That does mean they have to play really safe on the weak side up here, though.
Pass through a minion wave in mid, so actually won't do too much clearing that minion wave in the bot. Already got cleared out by the turret. Minion clear once again from High. And they cannot get enough to stop these turrets from going down. Number 2 here in favor of C9. Straight forward goes Impact. Very nice ultimate coming out of him to pop up 3. And there may be an engage. Ball sits on the front line trying to heal, but also deal. And nobody goes down on that.
Yeah, Cloud9 though, they do push through and get an extra turret. Altec should be able to clean up bottom though. So at least FlyQuest will get some of the global gold. And remember that their top side Cloud9 turret is also still pretty low. So if FlyQuest are looking to fire back, they might want to pick up that gold before they actually engage for a team fight. So that can help out quite a bit.
3,400 across Moon, High, and All-Tech to be spent at the moment, and you can see them putting in their inventories now.
Yeah. Once again, though, the tempo for Cloud9, they're using it to really get a chokehold on the jungle. They just continue to move in, place down these wards so that they see the rotations coming from FlyQuest, and they can keep everything under wraps here.
Pressure from the bot lane now to the top side as turrets are down. We're going to get things swapped out here. Switch up the lane fundamentals and see if who can drop this top one. A lot of pressure from Balls on that turret when Impact teleported out, so they may be able to answer back pretty quick.
Yeah, I would actually expect FlyQuest to make the call to say they got their advantage off of that teleport spell, so now that we have Balls for teleport and Impact can't answer, we should rotate him over so then we could, you know, have the same numbers advantage play on the other side of the map, but they don't really get that in motion, and Cloud9 are still ahead of the game right now, crushing in the top, bottom side here with Impact. Even though he doesn't have teleport, it's coming off cooldown soon, and they should be able to outlive that small window.
Ooh, they activate here on High. He starts heading towards the top side, knowing he needs to go to safety. Just a few wards keeping them safe on that. Blast going over the wall. They realize that was just used, so they have an idea of where High went, but cannot follow in.
Yep, Rengar ultimate popped, so immediate evasive maneuvers from FlyQuest. And Cloud9 are able to get their teleport cooldown back in sync and retain control of the jungle here. Another warding mission and counter jungling.
So what are we kind of looking for Fly here? Cloud9 going over for Dragon. What's their initiation? What's kind of their win condition once they get in? Because you have Balls who could be pretty kited by this team unless he teleports into a real good spot.
Again, their first goal is the standing goal that's pretty open. They actually just now get it, but Altec takes a good chunk.
Oh, open up on the curtain. He actually can't get out of this one. Nicely placed. Ooh, collateral damage. They didn't communicate that one. Could have taken out Sneaky a little faster, but who cares? They get him anyways. 30 seconds on the death timers here. We'll see how long Balls can stay alive. Never moves. Oh, but gets anchored across in. He can slalom the minions, start getting healed from that as well. And he should stay alive. Look, he's not even 50% mono right now. Impact may not have the damage to make this happen before he gets back.
It's going to take a while, but Balls doesn't have anywhere to go.
Oh, he's still by the brush. Nice dodge on the never move, just getting out. But Balls doing his damnedest to go down valiantly and doing as much damage as possible.
And the longer you buy time on the other side of the map, the more time you buy for High to push mid lane, for top lane to shove into turret.
There's that
FlyQuest, strike back.
There's the ultimate. Da, 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 da. Oh! Pops the potion. The auto attack was actually balked by Jensen. He had to stop as he lost vision.
Yeah.
High saving his own life there.
Flashing into the brush right there. Flash for flash. As the mid laners have been trading pretty closely. Here we go, though. This was FlyQuest already had multiple people in motion because they wanted to get the standing goal in this turret. And then Lemonation with flash over, it will lock up Sneaky to ensure that they get both of the kills. And now Graves here. It's Moon who's got all that kill credit. He's got his Black Cleaver done on Graves. He can add quite a bit of DPS to this team fight, which is going to be necessary since Impact rushed his Spirit Visage. And it's going to be hard for the magic damage solo laners to get through all of that. They need every bit of extra damage they can actually get here.
Minion wave push, you can actually see Sneaky taking advantage of that. Has a shift into Tri-Brush as that fight at Blue started. Cloud9 was ready to set up for a fight there if it were coming.
Yeah, it's so close here as far as the combat power. And really the advantage that Cloud9 have retained over these last few minutes is the vision advantage. So then that can sometimes be the biggest advantage. Even if both teams have similar combat powers, if you have the extra information to work around and you get someone there quicker or you cut off a rotation, that can mean the big difference. And there it is, vision advantage. Jensen on a ward.
Hatching that one.
It's actually one of the few wards that FlyQuest had up. Jensen, too bad for him. He happened to go stand on one of the brushes where FlyQuest actually had one, and a really nice opportunity here for FlyQuest to punish hard.
We'll see how they use it. You have Impact right in the front. He's still going to deter you from making a play. Ultimate and full health on Balls just around the corner. I'm sure Balls showing here could push them off.
Yeah, Balls actually might try and kill. He walks all the way up to him and just... Wait, Balls didn't even... All right, well, let's look at this turret, actually.
So there's the ultimate from Contracts. Obviously, Balls is going to have that vision since he was closest. And the work they're going to try to do on this one, it looks like it's just a pressure on the turret. Interesting.
Yeah, it was a little
interesting.
This is always a little awkward when you let the melee champion walk all the way right next to you and get the first auto, even though he didn't have it. Like Contracts just auto A moving into the bush and just, oh, hello. Little scratch and then on his way. No turret for FlyQuest, though they did get a tiny bit of damage on that turret during the death of Jensen. It's mostly just the gold that went over, so still. Game very close here, and it is going to be about that setup for the fight. Now, is Impact going to get one of his legendary flanks on the Nautilus, right? He's been really good at teleporting in or even just walking around the side and trying to set up his team.
And there's been no lack of wards for Cloud9 to make those teleports happen either. Consistently setting up that security vision.
Oh, Lemon!
Right onto Jensen again.
Holy.
He just came back, but yeah, Elimination gets squeezed out on that one. 30 seconds for him.
Aggressive. They thought that they had only a couple members they were trying to pick off there, but oh, Sneaky gets shockwaved in.
Close. Jensen just missing. It's 1-1. There's nothing they can fully commit on, but they are making Cloud9 think twice before they just go ahead and engage again. So maybe they're not. Luden's finished up on Jensen along with Morello. Looks like everybody's got just a few items under their belt as they recipe to the next.
Elimination got a little hyped up after his last couple ultimates were...
I'm back on Malzahar.
On some isolated people. See, they only had vision of Jensen.
Oh.
Right when he went for this. So he thought it was another instance of Jensen just by himself on one of our wards, but no. Jensen's actually...
He's trying to get that ward that killed him. Not the case. 25 minutes in, 4-4. Just about even in that gold, and turrets, that standing gold we were talking about, has been picked up until the second tier. There's the next move here. A quick Yomu's, and then he's running up. Looks like they're just going to clear the top side and reset vision. C9 lost most of theirs in the blue side, which is slowing them down, and FlyQuest really hasn't been able to place anything past the river recently, so they're taking the time to do that now.
Yeah, it is actually quite good that FlyQuest are filling out their defensive vision here. You can see so many of their control wards are actually used to straight laying them down in the lane to try and regain some control here. I'll focus moving over to our Mountain Drake now, as the Scuttle Crab will be up for pickings here and add a little bit of advantage Cloud9 can try and use in addition to their early setup of vision. Because FlyQuest aren't even moving over towards the vision, I don't think they want to contest it, and they'd rather just push the wave out. So Cloud9 should be able to get this one scot-free.
Oh. Pings. Pings for pressure mostly. Control ward just actually not seeing anything. Looks like they'll be all right. Not even the pressure.
United might actually counter now.
Contract's very, very low. He actually has the dot on him as well. He's got to be careful for ward damage coming in. Impact, and Jensen flashes forward, goes for Ultec, finds his target. Contracts gets out with a sliver of health, baiting in more attacks. Sneaky, ults on the never move, gets zeroed out on that. Smoothie very low as well as Impact, and Fly was really able to just group up, continue the damage, and like we said, these are going to be longer fights. Balls is going to live for a while and be on that front line for the team. C9 loses 3.
The point of running a tank is to have your tank go in first. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, Contracts' Rengar ultimate is running out, but he goes in head first while Impact is the furthest away from the fight at that point. Impact is still walking up the river. Now Contracts has no life. He's basically out of this team fight. He's a melee champion with 100 and 200 health. So it's basically 4v5 as he can maybe throw a bola. Regardless, now it's a Baron initiation.
And it does not look good for Fly right now. Contracts picks up Balls, takes him down.
Oh
and now actually the kill coming in. Nice flash by Moon. They keep him alive. High trying to get it. Moon's in the right. He fires the ult backwards. for what would have been a true grid over the wall. Gets the smite. They get out with Baron, and that was close.
Ah, I understood that chant. It was moo for the smite. And while he did get the Baron, that we didn't see the setup for that call, but that was a little bit of a risky call for Cloud9. They are able, or for FlyQuest, they are able to eventually get it, but Contracts gets in here, trying to redeem himself, gets one kill, boom, and then goes in as Baron is so low. Flashes the Ezreal ultimate first. Really good reaction speed there, and then since his flash is down, he has to use his Graves ultimate to get over that wall, so very slick stuff from Moon to reposition, not die, and actually get that Baron and secure it for FlyQuest. Huge pickup, as this game is quite close.
It's going to be all the little things that start to add up now. Baron being a big one, we'll see how Fly can use that. Is on just a few members now. Moon has that. I believe Lemon was coming up on the fight. We'll see where they continue to go. It's actually all tech that had it as well. So back to the mid lane. Now they have a bit of pressure to try and start hitting these second tier turrets. Top is also very low, as you can see on the mini map. Let's see what kind of mark they can make here.
Exactly. We always talk about how high makes a lot of these high risk and high reward moves. A lot of those Barons have resulted in FlyQuest all dying inside that pit, and sometimes them not getting it. But this, we get to see the reward half of it. This is why they go for those plays sometimes, and why they go for, why they take that risk. Now they've got a Baron, and they can continue to siege here. Balls is getting chunked low, but he's Swain. Try and heal up on the next wave.
Impact not having too much trouble. Glacial Shroud is next item as well. A little bit of cooldown there for himself. Keep throwing out the anchor tosses, but you see him taking hardly any damage there on the front line of the turret. Fly is starting to think twice, even with this Baroned up squad. They can't really use any of these guys to split push without taking a fight from Cloud9.
Whew. It's going to come back to Cloud9 regaining control of the mid lane here. Look at the wards, and the pings are coming down towards teleport, but I don't even know if you want to teleport flank on a Swain.
Oh, he's gonna.
Try. Jin bullets are missing.
Balls on the right, flying in. Sneaky's gonna be able to arcane shift away and stop that in his tracks. Red buff and the home guard shut down.
When the combat power is this close, flanks are actually quite risky for your person that's coming from the side. And especially as Balls, the never move is actually not the easiest CC to land, so FlyQuest, they do get him into the fight, but it's going to be the big minion wave they move over to try and capitalize on.
Cloud9 activating immediately with Scatter the Weak. They're on to Impact. And they still have the turret to fight behind. It has about -1 HP, but is still standing somehow.
Jeez, they got Sneaky super low. Balls went down though, so no more frontline.
Oh, it caught him around. Still has the Edge of Night to use so he can get out of another crowd control. Almost getting the dissonance in. The ball move might even kill Jensen itself there, as everyone gets out, except for Balls, as he goes down first.
Whew. Yeah, let's take another look at this.
The scatter was great.
Yeah, all right, so big stun here from Jensen. That's why they started off.
Yeah.
That's why Sneaky goes forward here into the shockwave, almost gets comboed there just by high. And then the wild growth is used on him there off screen, but in the front of the screen, C9 are able to take down Balls in the front line of FlyQuest. But again, that's only one kill handed over. The gold difference, you can see there, Baron power play of -495 for FlyQuest. They weren't able to get nothing done with that last Baron. Here we go though, as they're first to set up the vision for this dragon fight. And vision is king when everything depends on how you play out your team fight. A little bit of setup can go a long way. Getting your tank there should be #1 on the list for C9. You need to have impact going before contracts.
Yep. If Fly can actually get a fight.
There he goes!
Oh, if C9 can get a fight here, they'll be stopping Fly very nicely. The turret's all behind Cloud9, about 600 or less HP, so this would be a huge fight, now resulting in Cloud9's favor. Balls is going to be next. That true shot barrage hitting nicely through 2 members of the team. And a double kill coming in for Jensen. That's High and Lemon Nation down with Balls as well.
Impact should be able to... Oh, wow!
Stand still.
Yeah.
Don't move.
A little bit closer than it needs to be. But again, this team fight is exactly what you want to do. Have your tank initiate, Impact goes in first. Then what C9 actually did is wait out the duration of the Swain ultimate. There's a long cooldown on re-triggering the Swain ultimate. So as soon as Balls took off the Swain ultimate, because you know the mana cost goes up and you don't want to leave it on, right when he takes it off, they go for engage number 2 and they re-engage with contract. So here's engage number 1. Impact gets it started off, they get the Swain ultimate out. You can see it looks like nothing's happening, but that Swain ultimate triggering, now it's gone, boom, they go for the re-engage, and Elimination is dead. Plus, since Balls doesn't have ultimate for a while, there's no real front line, and they just steamroll on through. High did a good job of keeping his eyes on the back line and getting a big shockwave, but so much of the team had already died, it does not end up mattering. Altec was not able to snipe anybody as Impact still big beefy tank on the front line.
You kind of see how quickly they go for Lemon Nation. Balls is on Swain, and he can do a lot of damage, but that's over time. He's not just going to run in and burst everybody and make you change your name or your mind about the fight. So that's
Change
again.
your name to ow, Swain hurts.
Yeah. They take out Lemon Nation without thinking twice. A lot of the crowd control for Fly is down, and C9 just run amok in the fight. 4-2-2 for Jensen in the mid lane. Majority of kills on him, and Sneaky's been picking up a few as well. Muramana finished up for him quite some time ago, and they have just been happy to get the scat of the week out from the back, have Sneak continue to throw down the true shot barrages, which we see are cutting Fly down as well.
Yeah, and FlyQuest are trying to get their top wave pushing again. They actually have High up on top side, so they're 100% going to give up this turret and allow Cloud9 to grab it. Maybe a little bit of a fight there, but not quite enough. They're not going to commit to anything until High arrives, because they need one of those big shockwaves for him if they have any hope of winning one of these team fights. Cloud9 feeling very comfortable now as they can retreat and clear out some vision. Now, you're talking about a bit about Swain. Let's go over how you frontline as Swain, because the Zhonya's is a big part of it. Not only do you have to actually manage your ultimate cooldown pretty well, but you usually want to have it running when you Zhonya's on the front line, so you still have threat. Jensen has to dodge here, though. Oh!
He went to flash the end of the line, ate collateral, and the shot from Curtain Call.
Yeah.
Not much you can do about a wombo like that.
Great job by Altec holding on to that bullet until Moon is able to move up and remove any space that Jensen had to dodge. Let's see what they can do with that pick, though.
You know it's going to be one person's down. High says that's 100% Baron. We're going to hit this 50-50, be damned. And they may pull off for the fight. It's going to be Balls taking a lot of damage. He needs to get the heal up here. He could easily be a focus. Impact gets absolutely shredded as the tankiest one on the team. And that means C9 has to look scared here.
Oh, Sneaky in!
Sneaky with the flash in! No, we know the results of the flash in! Sneaky does his damnedest to stay alive now. There's the shields. Great job by Smoothie and the rest of the team to keep him alive. Shockwave now onto Contracts as he goes down.
There's your arcade step forward!
9. Get the fight lost there. 3 down for them. Jensen just came back up. Fly is low, and Baron has fully.
Oh, it's still touch and go!
Jensen won't have time. We've seen the Glitterland steal, and a Mystic Shot can do the same. Too many members in front. That's the Baron for High, and the team FlyQuest make it out alive with all 5.
Just in time, too. Jensen's on the way. He has Ghost up. He's looking for a straggler kill here, actually.
Ooh.
Not going to get it, though. They don't have any deeper vision, so, man, FlyQuest are able to get out with that Baron after a really good pick onto Jensen. As Altec opening up, he has really not been stingy with his Jin ultimates. I mean, he very, very frequently just looking for picks, looking for, an odd man out. And even if FlyQuest don't have complete vision and they don't know for sure that it's a pick, they've been going all in on it. They've been throwing cooldowns at it. And it really pays off here. Now, hopefully for FlyQuest, they can make this Baron power play positive and actually get something out of it. They should be able to, as the outer turrets have been weakened pretty substantially. But the wave clear from Cloud9 is definitely not anything to laugh at, as they are pushing FlyQuest back once again. Side wave management is just not there for FlyQuest. They can't really afford to split up, I guess. I would still send balls over, you know, just to get one at least side wave pushing. Bottom lane is doing it itself, so, you know, Balls does have teleport. You can send him to get the other one pushing there and try and disengage to allow time for his teleport channel to go off, but they're just sticking with 5 members mid.
They throw down Beatrice onto Impact, slows him down. That's the ultimate coming in from Lemon. Contract's looking for an over-the-wall jump.
Whoa!
Onto Balls. He actually didn't find the target he wanted. Nice true shot barrage. Sneaky goes forward, picks up the first kill of the fight. Lemon Nation gets back. He is very low, and Cloud9 eat a shockwave coming in from high that settles the fight a little bit. Jensen gets the hit, the shield on him, keeps him alive. And he didn't go down to the end of the line as it comes back with damage. Slivers of health as C9 is limping away from the fight. They will lose mid.
Jensen had eyes just on the back line and almost walked into certain death there. Takes a chunk of damage now. FlyQuest, even though they don't get a kill, they move up and they get an inhibitor turret in the end.
And these turrets have been set up. We were saying before, there's 600 on the top, there was 600 on the mid, and I think there's 20 on that bottom tier turret. So they have so much to come back and take out. It's not going to take much time.
Sheesh, this is getting crazy, Riv. FlyQuest, in the end, they opened up the C9 base, but with how it's been looking, that won't be super impactful. You know, the big change is going to come from, you know, who wins the fight out on the middle of the rift, where the Elder Dragon is spawning, and you know the next Baron is coming up. Yeah. Everybody's fighting over the vision to set up for this next fight around, you know, the middle of the map, where Elder Dragon is going to draw everyone's attention.
Max level impact. Undead Moon somehow in this game. 11-13, 5-0, and 6. Lemon Nation and the team set up to take Impact down. Can they shred him? The continuous lockdown as they layer the crowd control. The curtain call will be for him. I don't know how he can dodge his Nautilus. The last shot will take him down. Sometimes I think that thing just weighs him down. 39 minutes on the clock. They're going to be going for Elder Drake on the side of FlyQuest.
All right, Contracts might go for a steal here, or actually C9 move in to contest.
Balls, very nice job on the front line, but he gets shredded. The Sanyas for the ultimate of Jensen. Pulls it out, baits it in, and they take him down. Impact and Jensen now waiting to get back up as FlyQuest start to take everything on the map.
And FlyQuest at another big objective. Let's take a look again at the Balls frontlining. He's able to get his Zhonyas off here with his ultimate running, and Altec's able to get that last shot onto Jensen to finish up the kill. At the same time, they never pulled off of the Elder Dragon completely, so they also picked that up, and now they have an Elder Dragon to try and take this exposed inhibitor that they did work on earlier. And they have not cared about side lanes at all. They're like, well, whatever, those turrets, they're close enough to being dead. Their eyes are for mid lane only.
The thing I love about these games we don't get to see very much, and any team can do it, FlyQuest does it a lot, is they go for the pull to trigger fights. Usually when it comes down to 35, 40 minutes, it's set up under the second tier, try to get behind them, flank them. They're pulling the trigger. We saw it on Jensen when he was down the ward, and then in the same spot again when Moon flashed forward, Altec took the kill. They are doing things the other team isn't expecting, and Cloud9 has to answer with the same.
Yeah, looks like we're in waiting for another 5-on-5.
Yep.
As the Cloud9 don't want to give up this inhibitor. It is just a single Elder Dragon with no elemental drakes to boost up the damage. So the burn's not quite as big.
Open it up.
Good shot. Getting past the Nautilus there. Smoothie's at 50%.
No time to go back to the fountain yet. You have to be able to provide a full fight. Contracts with the ultimate off on the side to make Fly a little more wary of approaching the turret. And the minion wave in the bot side slowly pushing in as well as top.
The Dragon still ticking for a little bit longer.
Pull in, 3-man depth charge, and it looks like the damage is going to be over. Now on to Altec, down high, was already dropped in the beginning of the fight as Lemon Nation is a focus. Jensen soloing Balls on the bottom side towards mid lane, and he may be able to drop the last Q. He will not. The hammer doesn't follow. Balls and Moon get out alive. Cloud9 has been waiting for this fight and are able to stop what was a Baron up, then Elder Dragon FlyQuest on a push.
Yeah, they not only stop it, they're gonna push it right back down FlyQuest's throats here with these 2 minions. Looks like they're gonna be able to put some hurt onto this turret. They did Impact go to go deal with the minion waves, but Contracts is gonna face tank so that the minions don't die and the extra resistances aren't applied to the turret.
Oh, those are the ones that hurt. You're in the lead the whole time, but the game is so late. Anything that happens now gives the team so much more.
And this is the power of that explosive initiation from Impact. Gets in there with the wombo.
Wow.
Jensen also combos it with his stun, and they just massacre that little clump from FlyQuest. FlyQuest, to their name, like, they went hard on the other side, and they tried to get the kill on the sneaky using Elimination there going in, but they weren't able to dive the backline in a similar fashion. The AoE CC wasn't there, and Cloud9 just pushed them right off.
Well, a little bit of love from the minion waves being pushed up causes C9 to have to clear those, allowing Fly back onto the map. So a bit of the work they set up for themselves pays off here to get back into position. Level 18 is just about across the map now for the main damage dealers, except for the AD carries. So we're getting to max items. It comes down to that potential of how well you can play your champion at this point in the game now.
It truly does. Who's gonna get the jump next? Can't wait around for another large AoE combo. Cloud9 moving right back out, and now they have Vision. They did use the Rengar ulti for Vision previously before they were able to get wards out, so Contracts might want to wait on that one. Cooldown in the end game is not very long though, especially since he's got a lot of cooldown reduction, so definitely a useful tool to try and check if they're on Baron without having to put yourself in real danger. And just usher up those super minions into the mid lane.
It's going to be very tough for Fly now. One thing Impact and Contracts have is that Guardian Angel. Going to have to kill those 2 guys twice, and Impact was able to be the focus once they got the Leandries down, and Lemon Nation could get that. Now they have to do it twice, and Lemon can't nether grasp twice.
It is a very, very big point here for the next team fight. Basically getting double value on your front line. No GAs purchased for FlyQuest so far. And they're just trying to hold on to these super minions in mid lane without giving up too much vision around the Baron. They're actually taking turns going back for purchases, and Moon is the recent one to go back, able to refresh his potion, and he is ready to fight. It's full build Graves with Elixir channeling. Like, you don't get stronger unless maybe you sell your Berserker Greaves for Phantom Dancer or something. But
And he hasn't died, so he's got to be feeling good.
yeah, he is.
Kept that positioning up, or he's just not in the fights. Who knows? I'm just kidding.
Gonna go attend to some side waves. Aha!
Actually got full kill participation, or near.
Feel nice for him. Maybe he can upgrade his Quicksilver into a Mercurial with this money. Ooh.
Get himself some damage. Affect these fights. I don't know. He might even just be able to get that now. He is such a beast with the item build. He's gone.
All right.
As we see Cloud9 hovering
Trying
over
orb
towards
used
Baron.
and teleport used as well. This sucker is dead. Look at that burn.
No chance, Baron. No chance. Whoa, flash in. Lemonation's the hit. If they can clear out Lemonation, that means a lot of the crowd control here is gone. Besides that ultimate from high, he's forced to flash. Throws back the dissonance to hopefully slow the aggression of Cloud9, but they have bought time. They held their breath. They got the fight they wanted in the mid lane inhibitor, and I think they may have just closed it out on FlyQuest.
Oh, yes, they have. Baron there for C9. Plus, they jump on FlyQuest as soon as they come through the jungle. And that is going to be an end to the series. What an exciting game number 2, though. Pretty back and forth.
Very back and forth. We are going to see one hell of a series here coming in for the rematch, but it will be Cloud9 taking the 2-0 in the end over FlyQuest.
And FlyQuest had previously gotten 2 Barons and an Elder Dragon, but not able to win a team fight. And Cloud9 strike back when it really matters. Defend inside their inhibitor door, and then immediately into that Baron play, and game over. 2-0 series there for C9.
You can almost kind of look at a no initiation factor, a no sure way to get into these fights to say when we did have that lead, we did have that Baron, we were still trying to play off catches, but Cloud9's not going to approach that fight. They know it's a loss. And it was kind of looking for a teleport, or as we saw Moon flashing forward to try and do everything he can. It did not work out for that, and Cloud9 was able to find a way around the composition, finally, I should say, because FlyQuest played this very nice in the early game.
FlyQuest definitely had a lot of proactive moves, and strategy of burning down the Nautilus with the Malzahar and focused DPS worked out for quite a while in the mid-game there.
And FlyQuest tried to even get out the gates early, hitting up contracts in the jungle, making sure they could get that red buff and try to 3-buff him, and really couldn't make that kind of flow into anything else. Contract held his own. Sneaky with the thumbs up.
Cloud9, very happy about that one. Able to win round 2 versus FlyQuest.
10-2 now.
And they said, Sneaky himself was like, yeah, you know, sometimes you need a loss to really re-motivate a team.
Absolutely. Actually, Bjergsen just said today, we saw mistakes in our wins, and it's actually good to be able to find weaknesses in those. So we're going to bring up the replay of that final fight here, 45-40, into what was quite a long game here in a C9 4-0. And actually the first time they really could get to the Baron by themselves.
Yeah, so not only was this the Baron burn down before FlyQuest can react, but also really important was Impact's teleport in with those, you know, home guard speed. So they got these kills also. So not only did they have the Baron to easily be able to end out the game, but chase down all of these kills. And that's why it ended so abruptly after fighting so heavily for so long over those picks. And you know, as many picks as Altec got and Lemon Nation got, you know, with the Malzahar ultimate and with the Jhin ultimate, you know, finding Jensen on wards, finding straggling members, they still not able to win that team fight, pushing up in towards the inhibitor.
It seems to be obviously FlyQuest and from pretty much the top of the pack to the middle and obviously the bottom as they are at the top of the rankings. These strategies continue to work. They can get under the skin. But when you have somebody like Cloud9 who can say, we saw that, let's organize around it, and we'll just not let that happen anymore. Because that was basically the strategy. Jensen, don't stand on wards. Don't go out alone. And they stayed in their base until Baron wore off. An Elder Drake wore off from FlyQuest as well. High makes those calls so the team can get the wins. And Cloud9, Jensen, those guys know what those calls are. And they were able to stave them off. So for more on their weekend of wins, I should say, let's sound it down to Azael and Cloud9 support.